Imagine rocket engines designed entirely by artificial intelligence, not just optimized by algorithms, but engineered from the ground up by a computational mind. No human sketches, no trial and error blueprints, just specifications input into a machine that returns ready-to-print hardware capable of roaring to life on a test stand. This isn't a concept from a sci-fi novel. It's a present-day reality unfolding inside a Dubai-based startup called Leap 71, founded in 2023 by aerospace engineer Josephine Lissner and entrepreneur Lynn Kaiser. The company's name, Leap 71, reflects both the UAE's founding in 1971 and its centennial ambitions for 2071, signaling alignment with the nation's long-term vision in space and technology. From the start, the company's goal was bold: eliminate the traditional human-led design cycle and replace it with a new paradigm, one where machines do the heavy lifting of engineering, leaving humans to set the targets and interpret the results. At the heart of Leap 71's approach is Noyron, a proprietary large computational engineering model. Think of it as an AI-powered engineer, not trained on language or images like ChatGPT or Gemini, but grounded entirely in physics, fluid dynamics, heat transfer, structural mechanics, and materials science. Unlike traditional CAD workflows that rely on manual drafting and iterative reviews, Noyron delivers finalized, production-ready outputs directly from engineering logic. When given a specification, such as target thrust, chamber pressure, expansion ratio, propellant mix, and material limits, Noyron generates a complete, manufacturable engine design from scratch. This includes everything from turbopumps, feed lines, and cooling channels to injector architecture and nozzle contours. It doesn't just output geometry. It produces performance estimates, simulation-ready files, CNC code, and 3D printer toolpaths. The founders often describe it as the first AI that builds machines. Crucially, Noyron also learns. After every hot fire test, real-world data, thrust curves, temperature distributions, pressure drops, feeds back into the system, refining its internal models. Over time, it converges on better solutions, much like a human engineering team would, but operating at machine speed with no fatigue or bias. But design alone isn't enough. Leap 71's engines are only possible because of additive manufacturing, or 3D printing. Instead of working around legacy methods like casting or subtractive machining, Noyron outputs geometries tailored for modern processes, specifically laser powder bed fusion. The choice of material depends on the engine's thermal and structural needs. For smaller thrusters in the 5 to 20 kilonewton class, copper chromium zirconium alloy is used due to its excellent thermal conductivity, which is ideal for regenerative cooling. However, this material has its limits when scaling up. As Leap 71 explained, copper is a great material for smaller engines. But in larger designs, the relatively weak material requires very thick walls, which adds too much mass. So for more demanding engines, material choice shifts to Inconel 718, a nickel-based superalloy with superior strength at high temperatures, but lower heat conductivity. That trade-off forces Noyron to design denser, more intricately routed cooling channels to keep thermal loads under control. Most components, including combustion chambers and injector heads, are printed as single monolithic structures, eliminating joints and reducing failure points. Once printing and minimal post-processing are complete, the engines transition directly to the test stand. At this point, the entire development chain, from spec to hot fire, has remained digital. Noyron designs, simulations validate, printers build, and the hardware is ignited. During testing, real-time data like chamber pressure, thrust output, and thermal gradients is captured through standard sensors and then fed back into Noyron. This data-driven feedback loop allows the model to refine its internal physics and evolve designs autonomously. No manual tweaking, just continuous machine-driven iteration. This closed-loop cycle of design, print, test, and learn is what enables Leap 71 to outpace conventional development timelines and rethink how rocket engines are created. To validate Noyron's approach, Leap 71 initially built and tested small prototype engines. The first hot fire came in June 2024 with a regeneratively cooled 5 kilonewton Methalox engine, internally designated the TKL5. Designed in less than 2 weeks, the entire combustion chamber was 3D printed from copper chromium zirconium alloy, known for its high thermal conductivity, making it ideal for managing the intense heat inside rocket engines. The injector used a coaxial swirl configuration where the oxidizer and fuel are injected through concentric passages and given a tangential spin. This swirl creates a fine, turbulent spray that improves propellant mixing and combustion efficiency, critical for stable and complete burning in a compact chamber. For thermal control, the chamber was cooled using regenerative cooling through corkscrew-shaped internal channels embedded in the chamber wall. Regenerate cooling allows the fuel to spiral around the combustion chamber before combustion, absorbing heat and keeping wall temperatures within structural limits. Additionally, the design incorporated film cooling, a technique where a thin layer of unburned fuel is deliberately bled through small holes along the inner chamber wall. This fuel layer forms a protective film, insulating the nozzle surface from the hottest combustion gases and extending engine life. The engine ignited cleanly, achieved stable combustion, and ran to depletion. Post-burn inspections revealed the hardware remained fully intact, with only one deviation, a slightly higher than expected pressure drop across the cooling channels traced to surface roughness from the print. That insight was fed back into Noyron, which smoothed future channels accordingly. Just 6 months later, in December 2024, LEAP 71 tackled one of the most difficult engineering problems in propulsion, a 5 kilonewton Methalox Aerospike engine. Unlike conventional bell nozzles, which are optimized for a specific altitude, Aerospikes use a central spike-shaped plug to allow exhaust gases to expand naturally against ambient pressure. This makes them altitude compensating, maintaining higher efficiency from sea level to vacuum. They also offer better throttle response and can theoretically reduce performance losses during ascent. However, Aerospikes come with steep trade-offs. The geometry is far more intricate, making them harder to manufacture, especially with integrated cooling. The spike itself is directly exposed to the hottest exhaust gases and must survive intense heat loads over its entire length. These challenges, along with limited heritage and high development risk, are why Aerospikes remain rare, with no orbital-class flight success to date. LEAP 71 aimed to change that using Noyron's design automation and additive manufacturing capabilities. The LEAP 71 spike was fully regeneratively cooled. The spike itself flushed with cryogenic liquid oxygen, while kerosene circulated through the outer jacket. Built from copper alloy via laser powder bed fusion, the engine ignited successfully, burned for 15 seconds, and reached its full chamber pressure and thrust level. No combustion instability, no thermal failure, just clean performance. This placed LEAP 71 among a very small elite of teams that have ever mastered Aerospike hardware. In June 2025, LEAP 71 tested a 6 kilonewton Methalox bell nozzle engine, marking a pivotal shift in materials. Unlike earlier builds that used copper-based alloys, this engine was fabricated entirely from Inconel 718. This validated Inconel's cooling performance in a smaller engine before scaling up. Fired at 40 bar, it delivered a 320-second specific impulse with no damage, proving Noyron's ability to handle lower conductivity alloys before committing it to larger orbital class designs. Toward the end of 2025, LEAP 71 moved into orbital class territory with the hot fire testing of two 20 kilonewton Methalox engines, one with a conventional bell nozzle, the other a full-scale Aerospike. Despite their vastly different geometries, both were designed by Noyron and printed in high-temp copper alloy. Over a week of testing, the bell nozzle engine delivered exactly as predicted. It reached steady-state chamber pressure and nominal thrust, with instrumentation confirming a combustion efficiency of over 93%, an exceptional result for a first attempt with cryogenic propellants. The Aerospike engine, on the other hand, encountered ignition issues during startup. It completed just one full duration burn before shutting down, likely due to startup transients. Still, the chamber reached 50 bar as expected, and all measured pressures and temperatures fell within predicted ranges, validating the thermal and structural integrity of the design. LEAP 71 is now working on a more advanced ignition system to improve the reliability of the Aerospike design in future tests. Since the first fire in mid-2024, LEAP 71 has conducted hot fires roughly every 4 weeks, with each campaign iterating on geometry, materials, cooling, and injector design. While only a few milestone tests are public, many intermediate versions have refined tolerances, combustion stability, and thermal control. Each test adds a new data point to Noyron's learning loop, expanding its understanding of propulsion physics across different propellants and thrust classes. LEAP 71 isn't stopping at prototypes. In spring 2025, the company unveiled two large-scale reference engines, the XRA-2E5, a 200 kilonewton Methalox Aerospike, and the XRB-2E6, a 2 meganewton Bell nozzle engine using a full-flow staged combustion cycle. In this architecture, both fuel and oxidizer are partially burned in separate preburners, then routed through dedicated turbopumps before final injection. The result is maximum chamber pressure and specific impulse, but at the cost of extreme thermal and mechanical complexity. SpaceX's Starship Raptor engine follows a similar architecture and also runs on methane and liquid oxygen. It took several years of trial and error, precision machining, and repeated test campaigns to mature. LEAP 71, however, is approaching this engineering challenge with radically different tools. By late 2025, the company had already manufactured the XRB-2E6's most complex component, the injector head. Entirely generated by Noyron and printed by Nikon SLM in under 4 days, the 600mm monolithic structure, made of Inconel, integrates hundreds of internal flow paths without requiring any welding or assembly. According to LEAP 71, it's one of the largest and most intricate 3D printed components ever made for space propulsion. The contrast is stark. Where traditional engines like Raptor needed armies of engineers and years of iteration, LEAP 71's AI-driven workflow can output flight-grade hardware in a matter of days. Hot fire testing of the XRB-2E6 is slated for 2027. LEAP 71 isn't trying to build rockets. They're positioning as a propulsion supplier, offering scalable, customizable engine platforms. This vision took form in 2025 through a partnership with Aspire Space, a UAE-based startup developing a reusable launcher named Oryx. LEAP 71 will supply 5 200 kilonewton second-stage engines, both Bell and Aerospike variants, directly derived from its reference designs. The implication is clear. LEAP 71 aims to become the go-to engine provider for next-generation space companies looking to skip the years-long slog of in-house propulsion development. The company stands out not just for using AI or 3D printing, but for fusing them into a seamless loop of design, build, test, and learn, drastically faster than traditional workflows. With no human in the loop, test data feeds directly back into Noyron, which refines its physics models and improves future designs. Thanks for sticking around for this deep dive into LEAP 71's engines and their AI-powered development cycle. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like the video, share it with your fellow spaceflight geeks, and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth coverage of rocket science and space technology.